All right, guys, to wrap up our little mini week of Thunderbolts, let's talk about those two post-credit scenes in some spoilery detail. Again, final warning for this segment. This is going to be a spoiler discussion of the whole film and also of the post-credit scenes for Thunderbolts. So if you haven't seen it, just come back and make sure to save the video for later. Let's get into those post-credit scenes. So the first one we're going to get to very quickly. It was that, a callback to the whole marketing campaign and also the Red Guardians line about being the heroes on the Wheatie box and the toy and whatnot. That's all well and good. And it was funny. I mean, I think that what the point of that is pointing to the fact, other than just being a joke, is that these new Avengers are being marketed really heavily. And I loved, by the way, how the entire, beginning of the credits, how they usually do some graphics or something fun and artistic in the first chunk of the credits. They really went hard into this new sort of how is the world reacting to this new Avengers, and people are confused about it, right? People are like, wait a second, are these really the Avengers? Some headlines were like B-Vengers, and others were like, are they really the Avengers? And who's Bob, and all these kinds of things. And I think that's a really interesting thing to think about is how the world is reacting to this new team of Avengers. So I thought that was really interesting, and that's really what the first post-credit scene was about. And also, it was just really funny. David Harbour is amazing. He's so funny, and I'm so glad he's here as the Red Guardian. But, if you clicked on the segment, and if you're skipping around and you're here to the segment in the podcast, we want to talk about the second post-credit scene. So the second post-credit scene, I thought, heading into Thunderbolts, that Robert Downey Jr. was going to show up as Dr. Doom in this post-credit scene. He's not. More than likely, he's going to show up in the Fantastic Four First Steps post-credit scene, I would think. But I was anticipating that, just like, Captain America Brave New World's post-credit scene was a little lame, honestly. It was pointing towards Doomsday, sure, but it was a little lame. But this one I was anticipating, okay, we're going to really start to kick it into high gear. These are the films leading up to Doomsday. It's going to be Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, and then we go to Doomsday. There's going to be, at this point, it's no way. There's no way there's a November film. So and a February film in 2026. So it really is these two films, and then Doomsday in May of 2026. All the effort is going to go into Doomsday, and I'm excited about that, honestly. But anyways, and so we head into the post-credit scene. I love how they're wearing these little uniforms. If you notice, I noticed Bucky's in particular had a little of a Avengers symbol on it, which is it's really leading into these are the new Avengers, right? This is the new team. I wonder if I don't know. This is thinking way far in the future, but if these characters survive Doomsday and Secret Wars, if we're going to see this iteration of the team again, and if they're going to be called the Thunderbolts. By the way, I thought the Thunderbolts in the comics were named after Thunderbolt Ross, so I really thought, not a coincidence, obviously, that the Thunderbolts movie is coming right after, Captain America Brave New World, where Thunderbolt Ross is. Like, I thought it would have some direct reference to Thunderbolt Ross. Turns out it has nothing to do with Thunderbolt Ross, and it has everything to do with the Yelena's Pee Wee soccer team, which is kind of interesting. But anyways, all of that aside. So then they're talking about this, and what I first thing thought is so great. We're referencing the world of the MCU in a way that feels real and a way that feels natural. Bucky, who just saw Sam, or just meaning in terms of our timeline, like 2 months ago in Captain America Brave New World, but in the MCU timeline, who knows how long ago that was, but they're not on good terms anymore because Bucky wanted to talk to Sam, and Bucky wanted to be like, hey, so you have the shield, and that's good and all, but we're the Avengers now. So what happens now? And Sam apparently was not happy about it. And I think that is a super interesting conflict that can get picked up in Avengers Doomsday. I am so interested to see where that is going to go. I think that that's a great setup for Avengers Doomsday. So that's number one, is that Sam Wilson is now, well, first of all, I think it's awesome, actually, that they're referencing this. He's copywriting the term Avengers, and I love it's so funny how David Harbour's like, we can be the Avengers with a Z. And I'm like, that's so funny. Because again, I mean, in terms of superpowers, right, if Cap goes out there and recruits Hulk and recruits Hawkeye and recruits Thor and all these, this is the B Squad. I mean, you can have 3 super soldiers on the new Avengers, but this is the B Squad. No offense to any of them. I love all of them. But no, this is not, they don't stand a chance against the actual Avengers, which is, I think, a funny thing. But yeah, I mean, Sam's copywriting the term Avengers, and he's assembling his own team, which is what I think they said that in the post-credit scene, and that's exciting. And so now what I love about this, though, is that, it seemed like from the Doomsday announcement that there were going to be way too many characters in this movie. And I still think there are way too many characters in this movie, to be quite honest with you. But we're quickly coalescing a lot of these into factions. And I think that that's a smart thing to do. It's a very smart thing to do. Where if you're a casual movie-going audience member, maybe you don't know every single X-Men character's name. Maybe you didn't see Thunderbolts and you don't know all the Thunderbolts names. But once you see the movie, what I'm imagining is that you have a bunch of different groups that you can identify very quickly. Avengers, New Avengers, Wakandans, X-Men. And I think that that's very intentional that Kevin Feige referenced all these different groups a while ago when he was talking about Avengers Doomsday, which I think was again, very, very, a very, very intentional thing on his part. So I think that is super smart because, again, we're setting up the fact that there are going to be separate teams going after, or probably interacting with one another, but maybe going after Doctor Doom separately, and then having to coalesce at the end to form one giant conglomerate of superheroes to face off against Doctor Doom. Because, of course, at the very end of it, we see there's something coming in from space. I really thought Doctor Doom. I thought it was going to be Doctor Doom. It was not, because this is interesting, right? Because it kind of spoils the end of Fantastic Four First Steps a little bit, but the fact that the Fantastic Four make it to Earth 616, and we go off from there, and the New Avengers and Bob will return in Avengers Doomsday. So again, Fantastic Four First Steps, that's the implication there, is that movie definitely ends with the Fantastic Four entering Earth 616. In fact, I wouldn't even be surprised if that movie starts with sort of a bookend, right? Bookend kind of moment where I think Wonder Woman did this, right? Where Diana Prince was, in present day and reminiscing on all the stuff that happened to her in World War I, and then, kind of cuts back, it bookends to her in present day again at the end of the film. I wouldn't be surprised if something similar happens here with Thunderbolts. So that is that. But guys, that is the post-credit scene, or the two post-credit scenes for Thunderbolts. Very exciting. I think that this is all going to be super, super intriguing in terms of Avengers Doomsday. I think Fantastic Four First Steps is up next, and it's going to be awesome. I'm really hoping so, because I love Thunderbolts, and I think that it's a great step in the right direction. And then it's just going to be full steam ahead, all eyes, all attention focused on Avengers Doomsday. And honestly, I think that's a good thing. I think that this movie, again, shows the formula. It's not even a formula. It's just a way of doing it. Characters, right? Focus on the characters, make us fall in love with the characters, and then bring them all together and see what happens. So those were the two post-credit scenes for Thunderbolts. What did you think about them? Are you excited about the future? Are you excited about the Thunderbolts, or the New Avengers, I should say, coming back in Avengers Doomsday? Let me know in the comments down below.